Hey guys, I'm Adam Bell with Riggs Cat Training Department. I'm here with Mark McCoy today, and he's going to kind of go through the process of how you load a machine, bind it down, and what you do once you get to where you're going. So, Mark, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Adam. I'm Mark McCoy. I've been here at Riggs for 8.5 years. I'm 49. I'm a Saline County native. Been married to my wife Gretchen for 21 years. I've been doing this a while. It's actually all I've ever done. So,
when did you start hauling things, Mark?
I worked at a trucking company starting when I was about 17, and I got on their insurance when I was 20. Started driving.
Okay. So you want to just kind of walk us through what's the first thing that you do whenever you get ready to haul a load in the morning?
Sure.
All right, well, come on.
Every morning, every evening, as specified by the DOT, we have to do a walk-around inspection. And there's lists they make, and some of the things, the lights, and the tires, lug nuts, cracked wheels, hub fluid, all the fluids in your 600 Caterpillar.
There you go.
Air tanks, listen for your air leaks, your mirrors, fuel tank. You don't want to be leaking any fuel on the ground. More tires and wheels, lug nuts. Your airlines are a big one. You don't want them rubbing.
Make sure they're not cracked or anything.
Cracked or kinks, leaks, stuff like that. Your mainframe cracks, loose bolts, the rear ends, seals, oil leaks.
Okay. So what about the trailer?
The trailer has a lot of the same things. You want to look for more welds.
Okay. I see you got some more hoses up here to deal with also.
More hoses, cracks and leaks,
Okay.
pinches, lights. You want to have a good floor. You don't want to fall in your floor.
Okay. So what about dirt and rocks? Is that a big deal?
You want to carry a broom, keep it clean. You don't want rocks falling off and breaking windows.
Yeah. Okay. So moving back here to the rear of the trailer, are we looking at a lot of the same? Is there anything different back here we need to be looking for?
Slight differences, but mostly tires, wheels, lug nuts, hubs, airbags, hoses, lights.
Okay. So once you've done your walk-around inspection, on your truck and trailer, can you kind of walk us through the process of obtaining a permit and what all is involved in that?
Absolutely. We get a dispatch on the iPad, and read over it real good, all the details, the froms and the to's and the whats, the whens. Find out which machine, which one specifically. Find it and make sure that it is in fact ready to go.
Okay.
And now try to go back at that time and call the customer and get good information from them on specific where to turn in the jobs.
Right.
If there's 2 or 3 driveways. You know how the truck drivers get on our property.
So what type of stuff on the permit is machine specific as far as weights and height and all that stuff?
I've kept notebooks. This is 8.5 years of permits, and cat.com has all of our machines on there.
Specifications and
charts and weights and everything. We go by that. Try to get about 10% extra on the weight.
give yourself a little cushion.
Cover the variances, not have any trouble at the scales.
Okay. So is there anything else on the permits that you can think of?
Just do it right. keep yourself out of trouble.
Yep.
And those DOT rules are there for everyone's safety.
That's right. Okay, so once you've done your walk-around inspection, you've got your permit lined out, are you ready to detach from your trailer?
Yep, detach and load up, tie down.
So I'm gonna get out of Mark's way and I'm gonna let him detach from his trailer. So Mark, once you're ready to load the machine, what are some things that you need to look out for?
We need to do another walk around, make sure the fluids are all full, check for any visible damage, make sure that it is safe to operate.
Okay. So one thing that we also have to look out for are these implements, right?
That's right. A lot of these models will have a ripper or it will not. You need to be sure it is up so you don't take off with it dragging.
Okay. What about the blade?
The blade is very important. With it turned like this and you go to climb in, if you slip and fall, you won't fall on the blade and hit a sharp edge on your way down.
Right. So a lot of times people will want to turn this blade to where it's close to the step and use it as a first step, right?
Use the blade as an extra step, yes.
Yep. So it's better to have it this way where you've got room in case you do fall, you're not going to run into the blade.
Fall clear, yeah.
I got you.
The blade is long and you have to turn it to make yourself more narrow. It gets real close to the tire, gets real close to the step. It's easy to tear them up. So pay close attention to where your end of your blade is.
So what other kind of tips and tricks do you have whenever it gets time to actually pull this machine on the trailer? What are you watching for?
You want to pick a good spot to load. Try to get where it's dry and level, away from anything or anyone. Check for power lines. Just take your time, look around, and give yourself some room.
Yep. So take your time, that's a big one, right?
Take your time.
Okay. Well, so Mark, I'm going to get out of your way and I'll let you go ahead and get in the cab and load this machine up.
All right.
All right. Thank you. All right, so Mark, we got it loaded on the trailer now. You got to be able to attach it somehow. So can you tell us a little bit about these chains and binders?
Sure. Our binder is a 1/2 inch 5/8 hook, has a working load limit 16,000 pounds. This chain we have here is a 1/2 inch grade 8, and it has a working load limit of 12,000 pounds. Hooking the chain here and the binder to the trailer, the DOT calls that a direct hook, and in hooking that way it reduces the strength to half. So the chain being 12,000 pound, the weakest length, it would cut it to 6. And the rule on transportation is you have to have half as much as the machine weight in strength tying down.
Okay. So about how much does this machine weigh, Mark?
This one is about 44,000 pounds.
44,000. So that means that chains, binders, you have to be rated at least 22,000.
Yes.
Because you got to be at half that.
Right.
Okay.
And in general, on a machine, they want one on each corner and all attachments. And in securing the attachments, that will count for your half of weight securement.
So that counts towards your 22,000
towards your 22
in this example. So what kind of stuff are you looking for in your chains and binders whenever you go to attach, the chains to the machine, the binders to your trailer? Are you checking the hooks and stuff like that on the chains and binders?
Right. The threads will wear.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that it's not going to strip out and pull through. And the ends, it wears on the inside and wears on the outside where it comes across the edge of the trailer. If it's too long and never reaches the ground, it's going to drag. You want to make sure your chain hasn't been drug or going over the edge of equipment and wore the link. If you use it to pull with, you don't want it on, stretched out that you can push.
Right. Okay, well, I think I'll step back and I'll just let you go ahead and chain the machine down to your trailer.
All right.
All right, sounds good. All right, so Mark, we've got it chained down on the trailer. Does that mean we're ready to go?
Almost. We put our flags on.
Okay, and then I noticed that you did something up here between the front half and the rear half of the machine. What was that?
That's the articulation lock.
Okay.
Keeps the machine from pivoting in the middle.
What if someone lost that lock?
They would need to tie the machine down as it was two separate pieces.
Okay. And then also I noticed that you have a cover up here on the exhaust pipe. Can you tell us about that?
That is to keep road wind from turning the turbo without any oil pressure.
Okay.
And any rain or debris
Right.
facing forward going down the road.
Okay. So we're chained down, we got our flags, our articulation lock is in place, we got the exhaust covered. So whenever you get ready to take off and head down the highway, what's something that you would say is a good pointer for somebody, you know, whenever they get ready to leave?
What I try to do is just before I get in the truck, walk all the way around it one more time, because it always seems like there's just a little something you overlook, and get that confidence like, okay, I'm ready to go now.
Yep, so just do one last walk around, check all your chains and binders, make sure you didn't miss something, right?
Right.
All right, so what if you encounter a weigh station? Do you typically weigh yourself?
Yes, we need to be sure. If you're going to go buy a set of scales, and like at a truck stop, before you get to the state scales, it's always good to know for sure, so that when you pull up on there that you are right, and then prevents fines and whatnot.
Right. So how is it pulling this large of a load through traffic around here in Little Rock, Arkansas?
It takes a lot of work. There's a lot of volume. I try to drive just a little bit slower and let the world go by me.
Right.
And things always happen. It's always better to be in the right lane, so that if it does, you can go right to the shoulder. Getting out of the road is very important, out of traffic, so
right.
They don't hit you.
Is it a good idea to stop after you leave and check your chains and your binders again?
Yes, it's in the law. You're supposed to, I think within, I'm not exactly sure, 50 miles, or it's good practice, just not long after you get going, stop and check them, because it will bounce and shake, and one will come loose on it somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. So what would you say would be the best advice that you can give somebody that's maybe kind of new in hauling equipment and stuff like that? What's the number one takeaway?
Take your time and be careful, be aware, and be safe.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mark, if you don't have anything else, I think we'll let you go on about your day.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey, I appreciate it.